Good morning. I'm joined by the Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister Richard Marles and the Head of Military Strategic Commitments, Rear Admiral Jonathan Early, this morning. Last night, near Lismore, 7th Brigade soldiers who are based at the Gallipoli Barracks in Brisbane as part of Joint Task Force 629 were involved in a serious vehicle accident. There were 32 soldiers across 2 vehicles involved in this incident. 13 soldiers were assessed on scene as having injuries. 6 have serious injuries. All are being cared for in local hospitals. Everyone at the scene did their best to look after their mates, and I am hugely grateful to emergency services and healthcare workers for the first aid and ongoing care. All of their families have now been notified. For the extraordinary members of the Australian Defence Force and their loved ones, there are no easy days. Every day could bring danger, every day carries risks, and yet they step up and face them for us, the Australian people, for our nation and for their fellow Australians. These men and women are heroes who are on their way to help people in need. They were doing this at a time when some of their own families were bearing the brunt of Alfred. We will never take for granted the enormous sacrifice our soldiers make for us, and we will do all we can to support those injured and their families. We thank them for their service yesterday, today, and every day. Shortly, we will head to Queensland to work on cyclone support and recovery and to meet ADF personnel. I'll now turn to the Deputy Prime Minister and then Rear Admiral. Then I'll have a short statement about the floods, and then we will take questions.
Thank you, Prime Minister. At about 5:15 yesterday afternoon, New South Wales time, the accident occurred, to which the Prime Minister has referred, involving 2 40-mic trucks on the Tree Eagle Road in the vicinity of Tree Eagle near Lismore. The trucks were configured to carry personnel. There were 16 on each truck, and this team of 32 had been engaged in route clearance work and were in transit from one task to another when the incident occurred. Both trucks rolled. The circumstances of the incident are still being investigated. As the Prime Minister said, 13 were injured, some of them seriously. All are expected to recover, and those 13 are in local hospitals in Byron Bay, Tweed Valley, in Lismore. The 13, or the 32 I should say, came from the 2nd Combat Engineer Regiment, the 7th Service Support Battalion, all being part of 7 Brigade based at Gallipoli Barracks in Enoggera in Brisbane. As the Prime Minister has said, the families of all personnel have been notified, and we would like to take the opportunity to thank the New South Wales Police, the New South Wales Ambulance Service, the New South Wales State Emergency Service and the New South Wales Rural Fire Service, all of whom attended on the scene of the accident and performed exemplary duties in supporting those who had been injured. All 32 who were involved in the accident have been medically assessed. As the Prime Minister said, when the men and women of our Defence Force sign up to wear our nation's uniform, they choose a life of service, and they do so to make a difference. They are there to help their fellow Australians. And that's what each of these 32 people were doing yesterday in support of those who are feeling the brunt of ex-tropical cyclone Alfred in northern New South Wales. They did so without question. They wanted to make a difference. This is why they had signed up. But they also knew that they were in difficult circumstances where the weather was obviously made conditions treacherous, and in that sense. They were putting themselves voluntarily in danger, and we very much thank them for their service, and our thoughts are very much with those who have been injured. In this moment, we are reminded about the selflessness of those who wear our nation's uniform, and we are deeply grateful to them.
Thank you. Rear Admiral Early.
Thank you, Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister. As both the PM and DPM have mentioned, they've gone through the broad, high-level details of what occurred yesterday afternoon. I'd just like to add that Defence is assisting the New South Wales Police to actually determine the cause of this incident. We can confirm, as mentioned, that all families of the injured personnel have been notified, and Defence is now focused on supporting those involved, and the necessary support services have been made available to them. Defence asks that the privacy of our members and their families is respected in this quite difficult time for them. And as mentioned by both the PM and the DPM, Defence is very much grateful, and we want to extend our absolute gratitude to the New South Wales Ambulance, New South Wales Police Force, New South Wales State Emergency Service and the New South Wales Rural Fire Service, who all assisted in getting our soldiers out of those vehicles, treated and transported to hospital as quickly as they could. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Can I just briefly say on the floods that the situation in Queensland and northern New South Wales remains very serious due to flash flooding and heavy winds. Heavy rainfall, damaging wind gusts and coastal surf impacts are expected to continue over coming days. I urge everyone to continue to listen carefully to the emergency authorities. Tragically, last night it was confirmed a 61-year-old man has died in floodwaters near Dorrigo in New South Wales. Our thoughts are with his loved ones and the community at this heartbreaking time.